Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is the Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. So I have been budgeting for a couple years now, and one thing that I can say I've never really had a full handle on was my budget categories. Previously, when I would budget, I would put my categories into two buckets, either the fixed expenses or the variable expenses. All of my fixed expenses were expenses that did not change, and my variable ones were ones that fluctuate from month to month. Now, this system worked for me for quite some time, and if you are using this system and it's working for you, then definitely keep it going. But I realized that I needed a little bit more details, so I decided to break my budget down into 8 categories. And that's the categories that I wanted to share with you today. So with that, let's jump into my 8 budgeting categories. Category number 1 is giving, savings, and investing. So this one is pretty self-explanatory, but any giving that goes towards church or another organization, any savings that I do, or any investing would fall under this first category. I have several savings accounts, including long-term, short-term, sinking funds, and my cash savings. And I also have our investment accounts with Fidelity that includes our Roth IRA and our children's education funds. So this is my first category because I like to include my savings and my tithing as the very first thing that I do when I get my income. Category number 2 is home. So the home category is basically any bill that is associated with my house. This includes our mortgage, our water bill, our energy bill, the gas bill, and any other expenses that are associated with our home. I like to keep all of these expenses grouped together because they let me know how much my house is actually costing me. Not saying that we would move or do anything drastic if it is costing us a little bit too much, but it is something to keep in mind and to always look at. Category number 3 is our auto or our travel expenses. Now, my auto expenses include our car note, our car insurance, and our gas. On other occasions, things may come up where we may need to get a Lyft or an Uber, and if any of those things come up, then they would go under this category also. So I wanted to take a pause and talk quickly why my auto repairs and my home repairs are not included in these categories. And that's because I consider them to be sinking funds. So every time that I save for my sinking fund under my savings category, then anytime I would deduct from that, it would be considered a sinking fund deduction. So since my sinking funds are tracked separately, then I would keep that in a separate list under my budget. I only track under my current budget what happens in that particular month. Not anything that would not normally happen, like auto repairs or home repairs. Category number 4 is our food expenses. Now, this category is mainly to keep track of how much money we are spending on food every single month. Now, I have been very vocal in the past in telling you guys how difficult this category is for us. We would normally spend a lot of money on food, and lately we've been keeping it pretty contained by me changing our categories up and watching the food category very closely. So under here, I only have 2 things, which are my groceries and our restaurant budget. Now, if we're having a party or something additional, I might add another line item for that expense. But for the most part, we are keeping it at those 2 things, and I am able to track it weekly to make sure that we are not going too far over. Category number 5 is our personal budget. This is where I'm keeping track of our discretionary expenses on clothing, hair, nails, and any other personal cash that we may need throughout the course of the week. My entire family is allotted a certain allowance throughout the course of the week, just in case we want to pick up little knickknacks and have a little extra money for miscellaneous expenses. So this is a way for us to have a little bit of fun with our miscellaneous money and not feel too constrained with our budget. And if we have any extra money from our cash by the end of the week, then we'll usually drop it into savings. So it's a great way for us to save a little bit more if we need to. Category number 6 is health. Now, this one is a little bit different because I've shared with you guys before that we are on a self-employed income, meaning that since neither myself nor my husband have a W-2 paid job, and we are only on contracted income, then we have to pay out of pocket for health insurance. So our medical, our dental insurance, and life insurance has its own category because we are paying out of pocket every single month, and it is a significant amount of money. So this category is a way for me to stay on top of the insurance and also any prescriptions that may come up that we may have to pay out of pocket for also. Category number 7 is subscriptions. Now, we don't have cable in our house, so we do have a couple of subscriptions that keep us entertained, like Hulu, we have Netflix, we also have YouTube and iTunes. We have been without cable for about 4 years now, and we have never looked back. It is the best decision that we have made. So I love to keep these subscriptions because they all add up to about $40, and we save about $120 a month from cutting cable and doing this instead. And the last category that I have that I cannot wait to get rid of is our debt category. The debt category is the list of items that can be eliminated from our budget once we finish paying them off. So we currently have our credit cards, our student loans, and I believe I have some medical bills on there also. So once these things are eliminated, then they will be gone out of our lives forever, and I cannot wait until that happens. But I do like to keep track of how much we currently owe. Keeping track of how much we owe on a month-to-month basis lets me know how we are trending and making sure that we are going in the right direction. I also like to add up all of these payments because then I know how much extra I could have in my budget once we get rid of them, and it is definite motivation for me. Well guys, that was it for today's video. I hope that this one has helped you out. If you have any additional categories that I might have missed in this video, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and love to keep the conversation going. Until next time, don't forget to head over and follow me on Instagram. I give a bunch of other tips there. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next one. Keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.